Okay, so we're back here at our north elevation. I'm going to go ahead and click on this vertical grid line, add remove segment. Now you can only add or remove one at a time, so you have to hit escape, select that again, add remove segment, click on the area that you want to remove. Now I also want this horizontal to go through, so what I want to do is use those buttons I showed before. I want to hit the plus button there, and same thing with this one. I want to hit that so that horizontal goes through and these verticals die at that point. Now I'm also going to have to remove these horizontals to make room for my door. When you're creating curtain wall mullions, you're going to be tabbing a lot because it's very hard. There's many things here. You have the glazing panel, you have the mullion, you have the actual curtain or the grid line, and the actual curtain wall panel itself. So there's all sorts of things on top of each other. So to get exactly what you want, hover over it, hit tab, select it, and then delete it. If you get just the right spot, you can do that as well. Now I also have to remove these pieces, so now I can remove that, so on and so forth. I'm going to remove these horizontals between now. And there we go, that's what we have. Almost forgot, I need to delete these pieces as well. Now, the door actually cuts through this brick wall. So to do that, we have to create an irregularly shaped curtain wall panel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hover over sort of the edge until you see that dashed blue line around the outside. Click on that. That is the entire curtain wall panel that we first selected or first created. With that selected, you come up to your contextual ribbon under Modify Walls, and you can edit the profile. And now you can do this with any wall. If you need to, as you can see the tooltip here, if you need to make an irregularly shaped wall, you edit its profile. What that does, it's kind of like how we create floors in plan views. We can create these boundaries. So what I'm going to do is, this pink line shows the existing boundary, so I'm just going to simply add a boundary, the back side of this mullion, come down. Actually, I don't want to go all that far down. I want to go down to the first floor level, and I always just draw these in. Again, trim to the corners. This line here we're going to have to split. We can use the split element tool to split that, and now we can trim those. I use the TR command. You could also get it up here to trim those to the corner. So now we have this pink line that dips down here, and you have to go to the back side of the mullion for this mullion to continue down. So we can hit the green check mark, and it's telling me that it can't create the mullion, so I've got a little bit of a problem there. I have a feeling that I probably have to split the brick wall first. I thought I could do it this way, so let's go back here. Let's split this brick wall with the split line, split element I should say. We're going to go to the first floor plan then to break these up. Now we can go back to the north elevation, and we can use our align tool to align them. Again, I'm tabbing to get that line, and same thing here, tab a couple times. There we go. Now we should be able to edit this, edit the profile, Now notice I cut the wall, so I'm looking at the actual slab here. Split element. Trim those to the corners. Hit the green check mark. And we're getting this again. So what happens is sometimes it just doesn't know what to do. So it deleted that bottom mullion and our corner mullion. Both of our corner mullions. That was a little odd. So what we can do is we can now just go back in and replace those mullions. So I'm going to do the 5x5 corner here. I'm getting that warning again that my mullions don't meet up. That's fine for now. I'm going to ignore that. And then we need to place our horizontal back in. So 2.5 by 5 rectangular. And there we go. Now, if you noticed, I screwed up my dimensions. This should be to there and equal. I thought something looked a little odd. Okay, now we need to replace this panel, and now take note, I have select elements by face turned on so that I can just hover over the face of this curtain wall panel. And you can see that its type is just glazed. It's just a piece of glass. What we need to do is replace this with a door. Now, we do not have that loaded now, so we have to load that. So we are going to escape out of that, go to Insert, Load Family, and we are going to go to Doors, and right here you'll see Door Curtain Wall, double glass. It's actually the first door in here. Hit Open. And now if we select that panel, we can come to here and we see Door Curtain Wall Double Glass. We're going to click on that. And what this family does, this curtain wall door double does, is it automatically fills whatever area that you've created with a glass door. So you have to make sure that you're sizing your curtain wall panel for the door. I've also now realized that in my final deliverable I will have to update this. I actually drew the door 8 inches below grade. So in this video I drew it correctly. So our exterior elevation will look like this, not the final deliverable. I will have to fix that. So once we have that done, don't forget to place all of your dimensions. I don't have them all in here yet, but be sure to do that. Though this wraps around to the west elevation. Actually, don't forget that it wraps to the east side as well. So when we go to the east elevation, we need to add the divisions. Now this doesn't get any vertical divisions, but it gets horizontal divisions here and here. Wraps around the west side. There is another door. It's a 3-foot door, so the opening is 3 foot 5.5. So look at the final deliverable for that right there. So you're going to divide this up equally with the amount of space shown here. And then this door simply is aligned to the left side, and it's a 3-foot door. And it goes up to the same spot as on the north side. This elevation is at our patio on the 2nd floor. I'm going to show you how we create this elevation. So we go back to our model, and we are going to go to the 2nd floor plan. We have to create an elevation that looks at this wall, because this elevation out here, this elevation marker, is obscured by the parapet wall. So we are going to create a new elevation. So we're going to go to View, Elevation, and we're going to use the elevation button. And you'll notice that as you drag this around, it'll sort of automatically sense where you want it to go. So get it pointing to that direction and place it. And just like that, you're going to find a new elevation. So now we can open that view and see this elevation. Now we will have to change things a little bit here. It's going to put the crop box right around the edges. So this edge wants to come out a little bit so that we can see the full view. This edge wants to come up, so we trim out everything to the floor. And the rest of this is pretty good. I have this section marker in here. You might not. I'm going to hide that by category. Just hide all section markers. Same here. I'm going to start hiding these grid markers that we don't really need to see in elevation. The top parapet framing we can just crop right out with the crop region. Now, just to give you a little bit more instruction on curtain walls, I'll take you through this curtain wall again. So let's move these out of the way a little bit. So the first thing we need to do is divide this up using the curtain grids. So grid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to throw the 6th one in here for the door anyway. Then, or I shouldn't say anyway, but already. And then I'm just going to skip that one when I set these up to be equal. This one wants to be 3 feet 5. So that I can fit my door in there. And for that one, I just use my temporary dimension to drive that. Do my vertical grids. Let me double check that I had the right amount. 3 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's 4 of them in here. So I missed one. Come in here and get rid of this segment, get rid of this segment, and these 2 segments up here. Then I can come in with my mullions, my horizontals. You'll notice that it puts one here. We'll delete that. And place our verticals, our 5-inch squares. And we're going to do our corner here. So this corner is a little wonky because of this wall here. So if we go to our south elevation, we can see that this wall is actually too high. We set it at guardrail height, but it meets this wall here and it gets a little guardrail on top. So we can simply fix that by aligning to there, top of that wall. Now we can go back to our patio elevation. And we need to edit this profile so that it wraps around that wall. Trim the corner. And there we go. Well, there we go. Put the door in here and you should be done.